People can't just wait and be patient anymore. That's a whole load of horseshit. This idea that you have to be patient and wait to have your rights being upheld. Obviously, yes, of course, the black community in America has made some significant strides, like since the 60s. Any rational-minded human being can say that. But to then use that as a justification to act like the system is all of a sudden equitable and fair, you're just delusional to the facts and reality. Also, another thing that those people happen to leave out of their narrative is the fact that the protests, especially in Minneapolis and St. Paul, they actually started off as largely peaceful. But it was the police that were starting the violence. They were firing rubber bullets into the crowds. They were tear gassing protesters. And I can't confirm if this is true or not, but there was a video that circulated online showing what appeared to be an undercover police officer in Minneapolis breaking a window of a local store.
I ain't got part of that shit.
So this looks like it wasn't an agent provocateur. Now, obviously, I can't confirm it, but when I saw the picture of him in with his smoke mask or whatever you call it, and then I showed a side-by picture of this cop, it looked very similar. And also, his ex did come out and confirm that apparently that was him. But all I'm saying is, though, let's not put that past the government, because it's not unheard of for them to put in agents of chaos to incite more, civil unrest, and then to use that as a justification to inflict state violence. And I'm going to link that video so you guys can check out for yourself. Sometimes the people that are marginalized, they have to resort to violent means in order to have their economic or their civil rights upheld. People have always been doing that peaceful march stuff. That can only take you so far. It was even Martin Luther King Jr. who himself had this to say: "A riot is the language of the unheard." What's going on right now in Minneapolis and St. Paul and other cities in the country is a perfect demonstration of that. Now, obviously, there are some people who are not there for the most noble of reasons. They've kind of perverted the image of why people were protesting, but that's not largely what the main goal behind these protests were. And also, why is it that you're so quick to condemn people looting and committing violence, but then you just accept state violence as being the default? Like, it's not a law of nature that we're supposed to just accept police killing their own citizens and dropping them like flies, especially the most marginalized members. I have some policies that I found on the Campaign Zero website, which I'm going to link to this video, that could go a long way in making the police forces across America more accountable. One of them would have to be body cameras. So it's not mandated in federal law in the states for the police to wear body cameras, and that's obviously a problem. If they had body cameras on, then we can reduce the chances of police overstepping their boundaries and using lethal force when it's not needed. There should be a disciplining of officers who don't follow the agency's body camera policies. Another thing is community oversight. This just entails setting up an all-civilian oversight structure. So that's a very important thing. You need to have community expertise going into the crafting of these policies, because you're going to be looking over the communities. So it only makes sense that you're aware and cognizant of the needs of different areas of the city, and what cities might need more assistance, what cities there should be, less force applied. It just has to be more of a collaborative process, not just this top-down approach that we see too often. And also, they should be holding public disciplinary hearings as well. Another important thing is we also need to make sure that when police are settling police misconduct settlements, they should be forced to take the money out of their budget to pay out those misconduct settlements, because too often we're seeing way too many cities across the country where often the cities will have to foot the bill of those settlement fees. So then maybe if that were the case, we would see less of these police departments just acting willy-nilly and just brutalizing their own populations. Now, there are way more policy initiatives that could be taken, and again, I'm going to link Campaign Zero to the description of this website. I highly recommend you take a look at it. It's very comprehensive. I'm going to leave a link if you want to contribute to his GoFundMe. I'm also going to leave a link to the Minnesota Freedom Fund, because the people that are fighting the good fight shouldn't be burdened with excessive legal fees. Thank you for watching. And before we go, I'm going to leave you guys this clip by Tupac Shakur. I just thought that it might make some of you perhaps change your perspectives a little bit, and I thought it was relevant to this case.
If I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day, to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over I mean, just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is gonna change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? Ask?